Hello everybody, and welcome back to Screenstars, and a very Merry Christmas to every single one of you. I just wanted to bring you today, on this Christmas day, my review for the 2004 classic Christmas film, The Polar Express, a film I'm sure many of you have watched over this Christmas period. So settle down, let your Christmas lunch settle, chill out, and just watch this Christmas review. This is a film that was directed by Robert Zemeckis and starred, of course, Tom Hanks. And this is the classic Christmas film that focuses on a train full of disbelieving children that set off an adventure to the North Pole on the Polar Express, with Tom Hanks as the train conductor. Now, this was a film I watched so many times as my son was growing up. He's 12 now. This came out in 2004. He was born in 2006. So you can imagine this film was watched an awful lot, especially over the Christmas period as he was growing up. And it is absolutely one of my favourites and one of our favourites as a family. I think it's fair to say that arguably the animation has dated a little bit on this, but it is still a magical film. That is full of wonder, and many young children and families get a lot of enjoyment out of this film. So like I said, it focuses on one young boy in particular, a disbelieving boy who suspects that Santa Claus isn't real. He doesn't send a letter this year, he doesn't go and see a department store Santa, and he even makes his sister put up, I think it was the star on top of the tree or something. So he gets a visit from the Polar Express outside his house, and he's invited on there by the conductor, played by Tom Hanks. He reluctantly gets on there, but he's intrigued, so he does get on there, and he finds it's full of loads of other children that are in the same position as him, obviously disbelievers, and they've been invited on the Polar Express too. And there's one young child in particular that seems far too young to not believe in Santa Claus, that also gets on the train. Now, on the trip from his house to the North Pole, there is many adventures to be had. He loses tickets, he puts the brakes on the train a number of times, he goes on adventures on the train, and he meets some very interesting characters. I think they're all voiced by Tom Hanks. I might be wrong, but I think all the main adult parts in this film are voiced by Tom Hanks. I think there's a couple of exceptions, but the majority of them are. And this film is wonderful. It's a great film. I think why I like this film so much and why it is so popular is it ticks all the boxes. It's magical, it's wondrous, it's very Christmassy, it's fun, but there's a little bit of risk to it as well, and a little bit of a scare here and there, where when he meets the guy on top of the train, it's, cooking up that awful brew, and he goes in that carriage that's full of all these old dolls and things like that. There's some pretty frightening scenes in there as well for young children, but it still holds that mystery and magic that is all the ingredients for a very good Christmas film. And then when they actually get to the North Pole, a whole new adventure begins, in the hope as well that one of them will be picked by Santa Claus himself to receive a very special gift. So it's what can you say about this film? It's very Christmassy, believe it or not. So yeah, a really classic film review this, guys, for a wonderful Christmas film that I myself have already watched this year with my family. I hope you are doing the same. I hope you're having a great Christmas. I'd love to know in the comments, guys, what your favourite Christmas films are. I did do a top 10 list last year on the channel of my favourite Christmas films, and it's no surprise that this made it into the list. If you want to find out how high it got up on the list, you'll have to go back and watch that review. But there's some very good Christmas films on the list, so please let me know in the comments, guys, what your favourite Christmas films are. Is there anything particular today on Christmas Day that you're going to be watching as a family, or are you all going to settle down and watch the Queen's speech? In the UK, we have the Queen's speech at 3 o'clock on the Christmas Day every year. There is a bit of a tradition in this country. Is there any traditions in any other countries that you guys have that you always sit around the telly to watch on Christmas Day? So I'd just like to say, guys, thank you very much for all the support you've given this channel in 2018. It really has been a really magical year for this channel for me personally. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm really excited to see how this channel is going to grow in 2019. And stay tuned, because in the next day or two is going to be my most anticipated films coming up in 2019. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time, of course, on Screenstars.